Now let's do some rounding off. We round off numbers which are given in hundredths and tenths, and we want to round them off to whole numbers. And that's what we're going to do now. Let's just review what you did. Round off this number here to tenth. It means this number extends from tenths to hundredths. This is the hundredths, right? This is the tenths. So when we say round it off to the tenths, it means this number should end just there. This number shouldn't be there. So what do we do? Well, let's look what we did. What we did was, because this number 6 is more than 5, and this is the tenth, we will change 8 to 9 and 0 the last number, which we can actually even remove. So there you go. We rounded off this number, which was in the hundredths, tenths and hundredths, to just tenths, which means 86 is actually closer to 90 or 0.99 tenths. 86 hundredths is closer to 9 tenths. And we can round this off too. If we want to round this off to a whole number, that means we don't want this decimal here. We just want this number, a whole number, no decimals. What do we do then? Well, we just go ahead and change this number to the next higher number, because the number after that is more than 5. 6.9 is almost 7, right? So it's 7.0. So we can write it as 4377. We increase this by 1 because 9 is more than 5. And so that becomes 7. And we zero this out. There you go. We have the number as a whole number. There are no decimals here. Look at the pattern. Look at what we did. We had started with this number, which had 2 decimal places. We now write it as a number with just 1 decimal place. And then next to that, below that, we've now converted this to no decimal places, just the whole number. So this was changing hundredths to tenths. And here, the tenths that we had, we got rid of that, and we changed that to just the whole number, which is this one here. So that's the exercise that we're going to be doing. So look at it carefully again. 4376.86. We know that this is more than 5, so we increase this to 9, and the answer is 4376.9. There you go. Now if you want to change this to a whole number, and you don't want decimals here, then increase 6 by 1, because this is more than 5, and so this becomes 4377, and that's your answer. Let's try this one. 0.82. What happens if it's not 0.86 but 0.82? This time, this number is less than 5, in which case we don't have to do anything to 8. We can zero this out and write 4376.8. So that's in 1 decimal place, or just tenths. And if we want to write this as a whole number, that's easy. We increase this by 1, round it up to 4,377, because 8 is more than 5. 6.8 is closer to 4,377. And that's your answer. Try this one. Here, this last number is more than 5, so this becomes 4. It increases by 1. It's like 0.37 is almost like 0.4, or 4 tenths. And if we want to write this as a whole number, then this is less than 5, so we don't do anything to 6. We keep it as it is and just zero out 4. And so that disappears, and the answer is 4,376. That's how we do it. Let's try some more. You try it as a practice. See if you can write this in tenths only. This is written in hundreds, 52 hundredths. We want to write it only in tenths, which means just one decimal place. What do you do? That's right. This is 55.2. That's 2 hundredths. It's less than 5, so we'll just treat this as 5 tenths. And so the answer is, yes, 1035.5. That's written in tenths, or in one decimal place. What if you write it without any decimal places, just as a whole number? What do you do? Very good. This is 5. Anything that's 5 or more than 5, well, this will increase to the next higher number, which is 6. So it's 1036, and that is it. Zero out the last tenths here. That's your answer. Okay, that's very good. Try this one. That is 6,414.16. You want to round it off to one decimal place? Very good. That means only up to the tenths, but this is more than 5, so you'll... Very good. The answer is 6,414.2. Excellent. So it goes up, and if you want to write it without the decimal place, just a whole number, excellent. The answer is 6,414. Okay, try this one. What about this? In one decimal place, we will write what? That's right, 8,006.5. Why? Because, that's right, because this is 5, and if this is 5 or more than 5, then the number before it increases by 1. So 8,006.5. Excellent. And what happens if we write it without the tenths, just the whole number? What's the answer? Very good. Excellent. 8,007. That's the correct answer. So you got it. You got a pretty good grip on this. Now let's practice some more. Let's round off 2 decimal places to whole numbers. These are the 2 decimal places. We don't want this 6th, so we get rid of that because this becomes 9. 6 was more than 5. Now 9 is more than 5. We don't want this either. But since it's more than 5, then we'll get rid of 9, zero it out, and make this 7. That's what we're doing here. So that's the first decimal place we removed. We remove the second decimal place, and this becomes 4377. And that's removing 2 decimal places to make it a whole number. Let's try another one. Here again, we need to change this to a whole number. So 5 or more than 5 means we'll change this to 8. So first get rid of this last decimal number here. Becomes 8, then we get rid of this one. It's more than 5, so this becomes 6. Zero it out, and we've got rid of 1 decimal place. Now we get rid of the next decimal place. There, the 2 decimal places have gone. It's now a whole number. So this is the practice you need to do. What will this become? This is not less than, it is not more than 5. So this, we can zero it out, and this remains as it is. So 1 decimal place is gone. What do we do next? That's right. This is more than 5. So this becomes 3. And we zero this out. That take with the second decimal place. Gone. So that's the whole number that's left. Practice some more. What about here? Good. This becomes 7. This becomes 0. 1 decimal place gone. This is more than 5. That's right. So this becomes 9. Very good. Now say it aloud for this one. Let's try this one. 2,189.45 becomes, we don't have any decimal places at all, we're just rounding it off to whole numbers. What will it be? Who can answer this question? Aha! 2190. Very good. Let's work it out. This is 5 or more than 5, which means this becomes 5. This is 5. It's not more than 5, but it is 5. So one decimal place we've already got rid of. So this will mean we zero this out and add 1 to this. But if we add 1 to this, then 9 and 1 becomes 10, right? And so that 10 goes leftwards towards the tens. So 1 and 8, 9. That's how we get 90. 2,190. 2 decimal places disappeared. Try again. Takes a bit of getting used to, especially with numbers 9s and 0s that can look a little bit frightening. Okay, here goes. This remains 6, we know that. But then 6 is more than 5, and so this will become 10, which means 9 ones become 110. That's why we put this here. And then 110 plus 0 is just 110. So it's 9,010. 2 decimal places gone. Great. Try this one. What will this be? Yes, 5,122 only, because this disappears, it's less than 5. This disappears, it's less than 5, and no number is added to these, so it's 5,122. Both decimal places gone. Here, what about this? Very good. This becomes 0, but it's more than 5, so this becomes 10. 10 tenths, which means 1 whole. So 1 whole will come here, and this is zeroed out. And then we add these two together, and we get 2. So 6,002. So that's the whole number, 2 decimal places gone. Here, 99, same thing. What do you think? What will be the answer? 7,200. Right, because this becomes 0, this becomes 10, so this is gone, and 1 and 9 is 10 again, so that means 110 comes here, and then 1 and 9 is 10 again, so 1 comes here, 110 and 9 tenths is 100, so this comes over there, and so we have 7,200. Absolutely right. Great job. You got the hang of it. So that's how we do this, changing 2 decimal places to no decimal places. These are the 2 decimal places. Without them, the number becomes what you see below. So take a good look at these patterns, and once you've got the hang of it, practice these on your own. It's not very complicated. You just have to remember that rounding off is basically approximating it to the next larger unit. The next larger unit, or the next larger tens, or the next larger tenths. And that's it. That was your lesson on rounding off. We've covered it for this grade. Now you just have to go and practice this, prepare yourself, give yourself a test, and see how well you can do. Take care, have a good day, and we'll see you on another topic soon. Bye-bye.